you doing? That was funny.
No.
You're going to finally get to see Brandon Merryweather Thursday night, if all goes well. What difference does a healthy Brandon make when he's out?
Well, based on the 45 plays he played last year, and he had 6 tackles, an interception, forced fumble, I'd say that I'm excited about him just getting back on the field, and hopefully he can stay healthy and he can help our team.
What's your confidence level that you can't stay healthy, you can't help me?
Well, I just got to wait and see how he does. I think he'll do fine. He's going to be a little rusty, obviously. He hasn't played in a while. But I thought he's had good practices here the last week and a half, where he looks like he's running full speed and everything looks smooth. So we'll see when the tackling comes and all the other stuff, the hard stuff.
Does his experience allow you to call defense differently at all?
Not necessarily. The guys we get out there understand the defense, so we call anything we want. But Brandon hasn't played in a while, so I would say I would probably call less right now to make him feel comfortable.
How creative is Barry Cofield going to need to be in terms of shedding blocks with that, whatever he's going to have on his hand? I think Mike said his fingers will be out, but he might have a cast on his hand.
From what I understand, from what I've seen, the cast, he's going to have full function of all his fingers, and it's going to cover the area that's broken. So I'm sure he'll be effective, and it'd be good to have him out there. Obviously, he's a heck of a football player. Chris Neal's done a great job in his place, and so has Ron Brace.
Going back to Brandon, are there coverage schemes that you can use just because of what he can give you out there?
Well, he's a corner in college, so obviously his cover skills are a little different than some of the other guys. And, you feel good about him going out and covering wideouts and those type of things.
Can you continue with the secondary? Bakari Rambo, how would you assess his play the other night? And I'm assuming you're probably pretty happy with him.
Well, you're the king of analyzing these things. So I thought he did a great job. He worked hard all week in tackling and his angles, but I thought he did a great job. He come in, tackled the quarterback on the read option in open space, closed a couple times, made some open field tackles. So you guys can get off his ass now.
Talk about the 6-factor package that you have, just where that's is right now and the success that you're having with it.
Well, we just ran it last week, so just to try to get a little more speed on the field, and we're just trying some things out right now. And obviously, when we get into the regular season, who we're playing, when we're playing, how we're playing them, the teams we're playing will dictate what we can do. And but it was just a good. We ran it last week, and let's see what it looked like. I thought those guys did a nice job with it.
What did you think of David's game, and what steps or growth have you seen him make each week?
Emerson?
Yeah.
So that'd be the one this week you guys are after? Oh, okay, because he had a penalty? I'm just asking. No, you know what? David had 6 tackles. I thought he covers. He's easy covering. I mean, he can cover most of the guys I've seen so far up to this day with ease. I mean, he does a nice job. He'll pick up a little more sense of urgency in some areas. The penalty at the end, or the 35-yard penalty, he just panicked. He was in great shape. He caught up to the guy, and then you can't swing your arms. But it's a learning experience also for him. And we did some drills with him the other day, and I think once he got such good speed and length that even if somebody gets behind him, if he doesn't panic, he'll catch up, and when a guy puts his arms up, he'll put his hands in between, he'll be fine. But you can't swing your arms. I mean, that's something they do in this league. No, I think he's an excellent run defender. I mean, he cracked replays, had some great tackles, had the one missed tackle in the open field. More that was on us coaches because we were trying to disguise and keep the disguise, and they came in and cracked alignment, and our safety didn't get down, and he was late on the crack replace, but that's on us because we were trying to hold the disguise longer. I'll take that one.
Coach, can you name a player that may be on the bubble that you're excited about seeing in this fourth preseason game?
Do we have any?
Is there a specific player that you're
Yeah, I mean,
interested
there's
in?
a few guys. I think there's a bunch of guys on this team that are going to play. If we don't keep them, they're going to play somewhere else. And there's 4 or 5 guys I think on defense that we're going to get a lot of good work and evaluate and see where they fit in. No, not really. I think there's 4 or 5 guys, to be honest with you.
As far as the 6 linebackers on the field or some of the stuff you did in nickel with kicking Ryan down and in, showing that in the preseason and actually getting to practice it, kind of the dynamic between those two, was there any thought at all for you as to maybe let's not do this until Philly, or did you feel like you had to get them ready?
No, we just again, I don't know what we're going to do from week to week. This is something that we wanted to have and have an ability to work on, and we could change that up every week depending on who we're playing.
Jose Gums, you guys brought him in, I think, the first day of camp.
Yeah.
A lot of us just assumed he'd be a guy that was here for a couple of weeks.
I think he's done a nice job. He's got pure football intelligence. The kid has a good feel for the ball, knows for it, will throw his body around. Pretty good understanding of the scheme for being here for minimum time, and he's one of those guys that you're going to be a good evaluation this week.
You lose Crawford, you lose Thomas in the first game. You feel a little snake bit at that position, losing your depth before the season even starts?
We're used to it. In the back end, we're used to it. No, it's part of the game. Just feel bad for Thomas because he's a guy we were excited about, obviously drafting and having the opportunity to play. I thought he was coming along after missing some OTAs, and I thought he was starting to climb, and then he got hurt. So.
To follow up on that, have your thoughts changed on adding Tenard at all? I know we had asked you at many camps. You said it would be something you would be happy to do.
I don't know where he's at, what he's doing. I really don't.
Hez, to get back to the 6 backers there, when you guys went out there, you mentioned earlier on, probably I think it was training or mini camp, that you guys are going to be a lot more creative with that kind of stuff because of the way that those guys can be used. How much do you enjoy kind of just tinkering with those guys and knowing that these guys have done this in the past, we can use them here and that kind of stuff?
Well, enjoy it more when it's 3rd and long, so you can do more of that. But when you obviously have better players, you can do a lot more, or you try to get them on the field. If you have players, you just don't want good football players sitting around either. You like to have an opportunity for everybody to play some spot somewhere, and help you win games. So I think we just got better players up there right now.
What's your read on a guy like Jerome Murphy? What do you like about him? What are some of the areas he can improve?
He's tough. He's physical. He's got a little mean streak. He's got great speed. He understands what we're doing now. Last year we picked him up in the middle of the season. It wasn't fair. But I think he's another one that's climbed into that race.
Coach, how much has Brandon been chirping at you to get playing time?
I don't listen to him. I
don't
don't listen to Brandon.
What?
He chirps all the time. I really don't. I know he wanted to play. He's wanted to play for the last 3 weeks, but we just felt he wasn't ready. Just watching him, we thought that condition-wise he was ready, but he was still dragging the leg a little bit a couple weeks ago, and he's kind of worked his way out of that. Okay.
Has you just real quickly, you lost Crawford. What is now having him out of the picture? What does that mean for you guys?
For
Crawford.
What's that mean for him?
What's it just for you guys and then just the
Well,
leaps he'd seem to have
we
taken
got
during the
enough
offseason?
guys. I told you before, I feel good about Chase. I call him Frank all the time. I feel good about Chase, and I feel good about Jerome, and the guys we get out there that have really competed. So it's a shame, because he's our punt returner. He did a good job his 2nd year in the scheme. But I think we got enough guys. We'll be fine.
How did you assess Nick Barnett's game the other night?
Nick is full of football. He's got great football instincts. He knows where to go. He flies around. He don't know what he's doing yet, but he knows where the ball is. So I thought this week he made good strides with what we're going to do with him this week in the scheme, and good understanding. So he just needs reps on the field, and once he gets those, he's going to be fine. He's a football player. He's a good football player.
Did you hear Tampa Bay signed a rookie named Mike Shanahan yesterday?
The tight end? How big is he?